All right, traders, we're in here. I'm doing a market analysis and explaining my positioning. Let's go take a look. It's very hard for me to be unbiased because I have my ideas about what I think the market will do, but let's go ahead and take a look. Gold has been on this tremendous uptrend. I'm curious because I haven't looked in a while. It's not super relevant because I don't trade gold, but I'm curious on the COT data if it is normalized. It's not. So it's a little bit, but we're seeing like extreme shorting from commercials, hedgers, which are usually right, and extreme longing from retail. And the last time that this commitment of traders level was so overbought was exactly right here. Actually, yeah, let's take a look. It was almost perfectly at this high, right? So I'm not calling, oh, we need a huge bear market in gold, but oh wait, that's backwards. No, no, that's correct. But yeah, I kind of am. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see a sharp sell-off in gold coming at some point, but could be totally wrong. Now we look at the stock markets, haven't really moved a little much in the past couple days. I think waiting for FOMC tomorrow. So Bitcoin is interesting. Bitcoin has shown relative strength. Taking this, Green Day. I mean, it's relative strength today, but not necessarily overall, because the last 3 days have been red. So let's be objective here. I have this idea that price is going to follow to all-time highs. Doesn't have to happen though. Price is under the 200 moving average. Everything's under 200 moving averages, so it would probably make sense to wait for price to be over moving averages. Now, I'm liking the idea of, okay, here's my bias. Okay, we've got a low. We've been making these lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Could this be our first higher low? And then this would be our first higher high. That's what my bias is. And that will break this trend line and price will start moving up. But where are we actually on the chart? Well, on the other hand, this area, we've got a daily fair value gap. It could act as strong resistance. Initially, we're seeing a pretty strong rejection right here now. It kind of makes sense that if you've been long from down here, this right here is a major target, right? Now I want to go under the hood and see, but that's what I would be thinking would be, okay, if I'm trying to hold for a big target, I'm trying to hold for right here, right? And we did reject. We see like a lot of volume there, but we got to go under the hood and see what's going on. So there's Bitcoin. ETH, on the other hand, it's really hard to make a bullish case for this other than it just being oversold. It's just weighing on the market, it's moving down, it's compressing, and it seems like it's reaching for this. We've had a little move up, but unlike Bitcoin, it didn't hit a major target or anything. We just retraced into a gap and are bleeding off. Now, we did get a nice bounce from a likely area, but just weak, right? And I had the idea that, hey, maybe price is going to sell off from this area. Um, what happened here? Maybe price is going to sell off from this area, and then we're going to reach for the wick low. We got to go under the hood and see and look. And then various alts have hit their highs and are failing. let's go take a look under the hood. Now, if we look at under the hood, so let's throw in the 1 hour. Okay. So there is one bullish sign here, and that is spot CVD has flatlined at least. They're like the selling pressure. There's more and more selling pressure. We're not making lower lows. And we're making lower lows on futures, right? Futures has really been selling off, and spot has been holding steady. So that's really promising for longs. And all this is like last August, this is a negative funding event, which it really seems to me likely that I don't know. I'm not saying it should. I'll just say it can. Let's go to 12 hours and look. Reverse to the upside. Right, we have these negative funding event come in. And then over here we have this negative funding event which reversed to the upside. However, in this negative funding here, which reversed to the upside. However, we have this negative funding which did give moves to the upside, but this whole range, despite all that negative funding, actually ended up breaking down. And even here, negative funding led to a pretty significant rally, but also wasn't the bottom. And then here, negative funding came in, move up. So not 100% hit rate on the funding marking a bottom, but yeah, so it's a tough call. I don't think like it's an obvious what the market's going to do right now. So maybe for me it makes sense to be cautious. On one hand, I want to FOMO in long here and say these gaps are going to be support. We're making higher highs, we're making higher lows. The other hand, tomorrow is FOMC day, and there's been we hit a major target and rejected, and price could go lower, and it's easy to see why ETH price could go lower too. Let's go ahead and look at ETH as well. Now, another thing is the global funding rate. So if we look here, no, it looks mixed, but if we go and we look over here and we look at, let's go look. Look, ETH, I mean, it's not really what you want to see if you want to be long ETH. Why? Because look, the funding is so positive. We see a lot of longs in here, a lot of longs, and price is making no forward progress, and spot is kind of continuing to sell off. Another interesting thing is the global funding rates. So let's look at these. A marked bottom, but it's really hot here. Supposedly, the aggregate funding rate of the whole market right now. I wonder if that's something we can look at. No. So the aggregate funding rate is hot. I wonder if there's aggregate CVD. No. So, yeah, paying attention to that. It's not always obvious what to do. I guess on a lower time frame, it is interesting that where price wicked. and reacted from, but it's not like a high time frame level or anything. So go check it out. We will go check it out and see what's going on. But I think for now, feels okay to leave it alone. Our funding, yeah, is positive. It just doesn't look quite right. Doesn't look terrible, but okay. Much love, y'all. Happy trading and good luck in the markets.